I've been waiting for this my whole life.
I'm gonna be a scarer!
And they get laser focused for about 4 hours of studying, and then they party like it's goddamn 1999.
We're going to college, for real?
What's up guys, Jimmy coming to you guys with another video. This video is probably the first time I've done something like this. It's something I've been wanting to do for quite some time since I graduated college. As you guys can see by the title, I'm basically going to give you guys my 5 tips for anyone going to college, whether you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior, or super senior. Nothing wrong with taking a 5th year. I'm going to give you guys a rundown of the top 5 things that I guess I learned from my experience during my 4.5 years at UT Austin. So a little background information, I went to UT Austin. I started in 2014 and graduated in December of 2018, so it took me about 4.5 years. So I went in as undeclared, but I knew I wanted to do engineering. I chose electrical engineering and mechanical engineering. I didn't get into electrical engineering or mechanical engineering. Just UT Austin itself, the engineering program, is just so competitive. So I went into UT Austin as an undeclared major, extremely nervous, extremely worried, and extremely scared. I knew I wanted to transfer into engineering, and I'll give you guys a really quick brief rundown, but transferring to engineering is hard as hell, at least at the school I went to. Long story short, I was able to get in my sophomore year. Nonetheless, I finished college. Like I said, it took me 4.5 years. I struggled every single bit along the way. So that was a really quick brief rundown on my college experience, or I guess like what I went through in college. So getting right into it, here are my top 5 things I would recommend for all incoming college students or already not college students, whether you're a sophomore, junior, or senior. So I have it all written down on the sticky note right here. Really brief, they're pretty broad. Number 5 is find your crowd. So what I mean by this is whether you're going to a small school, community college, large college, you're gonna surround yourself with people that you've never met before, people from around the world, honestly, people from around your city. These are people that you've never interacted with before, and to be honest, for myself, I knew I wouldn't have been able to get through a lot of my classes, a lot of college stressful situations, finals, whatever it is that we were stressing about or enjoying together. I wouldn't have been able to do it if I didn't find the right crowd. I myself, like I said, I'm a more so introverted person, so I didn't really have a big crowd per se, but I had individuals that I would go to for different parts or different reasons. I had one friend in engineering that we rode through all our classes together. We studied together, we made sure we were good, because I had various groups of friends that basically lift you up whenever you're down, especially if you're going away for college. I myself, I got homesick. Like I said, I'm an only child and a mama's boy, so going away for college was not the easiest thing. Having the right group of people around you will definitely keep you, I guess, level-headed, will keep you sane, and not every group of friends needs to have the same goals, right? Maybe you have some friends where you just kick it with, some friends you get lunch with. If you find yourself in a group of people that are just bringing you down all the time, I say not necessarily drop them right away, but figure out where you stand in this group and how you can find yourself in a better place with a different group. And one thing I should say after that last tip and the next tips I'm giving, I know this is all easier said than done. I'm giving these tips where I already graduated college, so hindsight is 2020. I'm really just telling you guys advice that I wish I could tell myself. If I could go back to 18-year-old Jimmy and be like, hey, these are the 5 tips I recommend to you, 18-year-old Jimmy would probably tell me, off, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. If you guys are, I don't know, maybe trying to find your place in college, you're just looking for some advice from someone that's kind of gone through something similar and something that I guess somewhat pretty recent, that's why I guess I'm giving you guys all these tips that I guess I've learned from my experience. So the 4th thing is don't stress on the little things. I felt like I did this way too much when I was in college. Every single little thing, especially my freshman year. Like I said, I was trying to get into engineering, so super anal about my time, super anal about my grades, especially when I figured out my flow and rhythm of studying. I felt like I was just a little bit too anal of a person, and every single thing would stress me out. I get that some people, that's just how they operate, and some people just need to be really strict on their time, but for myself, looking back, I wish someone would have told me you're not that important and your time is not that important. Like, it is, don't get me wrong, but you don't be angry, don't be upset at people if you feel like they're wasting your time. You know, like if they're wasting your time, you know, acknowledge that and then just go about and doing your own thing. You know, like I feel like I caught myself backlashing at different individuals when I look back just because I was so anal about my time. I stressed about the little things. Well, going through college, you're gonna experience things that you've never experienced before. You know, like you're gonna meet people that are gonna be completely different from you, and there's gonna be little things that bug you. And with that in mind, me saying just don't stress about the little things, it's, I guess, me trying to help you guys focus on the bigger picture. You know, like don't stress on the little things. You know, just go with the flow, write it out, acknowledge that some things will stress you out, but you know, just don't even let them phase you. Number 3 is explore the city, explore the campus, and don't be afraid to try new things. Like I said, my freshman year, I didn't really do much, but sophomore, junior, senior, and I guess like my super senior year, I got a moped. And if you guys know anything about Austin, it's super moped friendly. It's honestly a gorgeous ass city, and I feel absolutely blessed to go to college there. You know, just to be able to call a place like Austin home, I just felt so fortunate. The reason why I felt that was because I was able to explore so much of the city. I know I had the privilege of having a moped, driving around, like it was pretty easy. And I don't know, for those that go to like a more rural town or city where college is at, you know, there has to be something within your college that's still pretty amazing. You know, something, you know, where you can feel proud to go home and like be like, yeah, I go to College Station, or I go to like some small town. When you think about it, it just makes you so nostalgic. Explore the city, definitely within your comfort, explore the campus. It was crazy because, you know, I felt like by my senior year, I knew so much about my campus, but honestly, there were weeks or days where I'd walk around and be like, I never knew this was here. It's just finding something new about your campus or your city. I feel like you'll learn to appreciate so much. And then the other thing I mentioned was like, don't be afraid to try new things. I guess it's kind of separate, but kind of in the same category. What I mean by this is, don't be afraid to go to the info session for that student org that you're interested about. Don't be afraid to go up to that person that you're wanting to talk to, whether it's a girl or a guy. Go out there and give it a shot. And I know, like I said, this is all easier said than done. I know for sure I didn't really take on much of my advice until later on in college. But, you know, if I could look back, like I said, I wish I would have known all of this at my freshman year rather than like my sophomore or junior year. So definitely try new things, try new orgs, whatever you're interested in. There's definitely a club or an organization that's on your campus pertaining to what you're passionate about. And I know it's intimidating as hell to walk past those student org tables when you're walking to class. You get on your phone, you avoid them, you know, but don't be afraid to maybe just one day walk around those tables, you know, like see if there's an organization that fits like what you're interested in. I know I had a tendency of just putting in my AirPods, walking past all the students, looking at my phone, just being super to myself. Long story short, I'll say I did join a fraternity and I don't regret it whatsoever. I met some of the best people that I know in my life that I still talk to now through that fraternity. I know for Greek organizations aren't for everyone, so you know, if that's not your thing, look into other student organizations that might be interesting to you. Number 2, find your balance. What I mean by this is finding your balance, at least in college. Schoolwork, going out, having fun with your friends. You know, people say that there's really no such thing as a balance of all three. Like one is always taken from the other two. You gotta find the best balance that you absolutely can. I think that's the hardest part of all this. Main thing for me was finding a balance of like, okay, if I have a test in 2 weeks, I need to grind it out, study really hard, and focus on doing good in those classes. And once those exams were over, right? So I had to sacrifice some sleep and some fun, but once that was over, I was able to have more fun, more sleep, but not for long, right? Like at least with engineering, like I feel like I always had to study. And I understand why, right? Like those topics are pretty difficult, but once you learn your schedule, once you learn how you operate with exams, social aspect, sleep, I really feel like college becomes such a I guess, fun time, to shortly put it, in your life, just because, you know, like, you're surrounded by people who have the same goals as you, right? You guys are all trying to graduate, whether it's in the same major or different major. Everyone is there to, you know, try new things. Everyone's there to have fun. Everyone's there to get the most out of college, because to be honest, those 4 years really do fly by. Once you figure all that out, I really do feel like you keep yourself sane while in such stressful moments such as finals, exams, just because, like, you know how to balance everything pretty well. And the last piece of advice I have for you guys, to me, the most important thing is cherish your time. I mean, it could be the least important or the most important, but for me, it's really cherish your time. Like I said, 4.5 years, 4 years seems like a long time. I know when you're a freshman starting your first day, or a sophomore, junior, you're like, I still have a year, I still have 4 years. I'm telling you guys now, like, graduating and looking back, like, college to me is all a blur. To me, that's probably the only time in your life where you'll be able to just have your apartment, have your dorm, have wherever you're living at. You know, if you're commuting, then that's the one time where you'll be able to go to campus and have everyone around you the same goal, same mindset, same friend group. And, you know, just once you graduate, it's a little different. You know, like, people have their own schedule, people are working now, people are maybe going to grad school, people are trying to, like, maybe pursue their own goals. So everyone just gets a little bit more busy. You know, like, it's true, right? When you graduate, but you do have to make more an effort to hang out with someone. You know, like, I can't just walk down the street, run into my friend and be like, hey, shit, you want to go grab some lunch right now? And we'll just walk to go get lunch. You know, like, now we have work schedules we got to work around. You know, like, we wake up early, we come home late, and then, you know, you only have your weekends, like your 2 days if you work like a typical corporate job. Cherishing your time is absolutely crucial in college. Like I said, everything just flies by. Like, before you know it, college would just be done with a blink of an eye. So cherish the stressful times. You know, if you're studying with friends, cherish that. Cherish all the good moments when you're going out with your friends, when you're hanging out with them, when you're just having deep conversations. You can still always go back and visit your college campus. You can live in the city if it's like a bigger city where you can find a job and visit your college campus. But I'll honestly say I don't think it's the same. There's just such a different dynamic when you're still a student, when you're at a young age of 18 to 22, 23, however old you are. There's just a very different dynamic from when you're that age to when you graduate and a couple years after. And I know with that last advice I gave, college is such a broad experience. You know, I know not everyone had such a positive experience where, you know, those people might look back and go, God, I hated college, I'm so glad it's over. Take my advice with a grain of salt. You know, it's pretty broad advice, and I'm speaking to a pretty broad audience, right? Like, I know everyone has completely different experiences, so, you know, like, I don't want my advice to offend anyone or it sounds too pushy, just because I know, like I said, like, college is extremely broad for everyone. Everyone goes through different things. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is something definitely different from what I've done before. I don't think I've ever done anything like this. Like I said, I graduated college like coming on 2 years now, and just looking back, you know, there are a lot of things that I learned that I wish I could tell my 18-year-old self, 17-year-old self going into college. You know, I don't think I'm some expert or some wizard. You know, this is my main takeaways for my 4.5 years at college. I'll probably try to make more videos like this in the future. I don't know about what exactly. If you guys have any idea, or you guys want to know or pick my brain about anything, let me know down below in the comment, and I'll try to make a video about it. I mean, I'm really open to talking about whatever to you guys, so have at it. I'm gonna wrap up the video, and until next time, peace.